Welcome to Div Tech 101, aka Black Mantle, as we discuss information technology, also known as IT. In today's episode, we're going to be fixing a Dell laptop that has a broken screen.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
So, one of the first things that I want to do is pull the laptop up and show you. As you can see on the laptop here, we have a broken hinge that is here. That is not what it's supposed to look like. I'm actually servicing this for a client, and what's going on is the screen still works. However, it is all broken all up, as you can see in the picture here. Okay, so we're going to be servicing that. So one of the first things that I want to do before we start is I'm going to be gathering all the equipment together so that we can successfully get this started. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to be opening up just a box of equipment that I have. So I'm going to just use some of my tools that I have just to break it open so we can go ahead and get started. Now, one of the coolest things that's going to be done here all right, so it looks like we have one of our pieces here. So we're going to go ahead and unveil that and get that out of the box. Smooth that out the way. I'm super excited because I love solving problems for a lot of my clients. That helps keep my skill set up. And when I'm doing this on my own, during my own time, I get a chance to explore, and it allows me to create my own schedule and be able to service things the way that I want to service them, respond the way that I want to respond. So that's the plus side. I did order this from a third-party site. You can see they wrote the Dell 5584 ASR on there. Going to discard some of the items. All right. We're going to go ahead and pull the screen out here. So there we go. We have a nice backing, okay? And this is one of the key pieces right here, because what we need in here is we need the different screw sets that we have. As you can see, we have the holes right here to plug in the different screws, and they are like the M1s, M2s, M3s. Now, if you notice, looking at the back of this looks exactly just like what's on the laptop itself, as you can see. What I'm basically going to be doing is replacing the back portions of it because it has been messed up by this other part. I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to reveal box number 2. So let me go ahead. I'm going to be pulling out some pieces here. See what we got. Is that all? Is there anything else in here that I'm missing? All right. So for this piece right here, this is going to be a critical piecing. This is going to be the piece to the front bezel. This is for the camera portion. All right. Oh, yeah. So as you can see, it's got all my different points on it. And this is going to be for the front portion of the laptop itself. So now we are ready to take the laptop apart. All right. So this is going to look upside down for a bit, but I think I should, just for the record, so that way you can see it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn everything around this way. And what I'm doing, people, is I'm needing to take the bottom off so that I can get to the screens. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me get my screws out. All right. And I'm going to get my little key code thing. Not key code, but my actual little mat here, my electronic mat. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these screws. Turn it this way. Now, I'm using an electronic mat, or sorry, a magnetic mat. This magnetic mat right here is what I use to put my screws on. But I put them in order of importance. This is going to get a little bit tricky. Some of these are in there a little bit. Some of them are stuck in there, but we'll get those out as soon as we get the other ones out. And notice how I'm putting them in a specific sequence as they are placed in the computer. The reason why is so that I can recognize where they're supposed to be. This helps me keep up with the screws so I don't leave anything behind. There's going to be 2 of them in here. There's going to be a little bit of pain to get out, but we'll make it. I'm going to slide this over to the side. And this is magnetic, so they should not slide off of there. And I bought some extra screws just in case these did not come out. We will worry about that as soon as we can. And we're going to open this up. All right. So this is where it's going to get a little bit crazy. All right, so we're going to get the bottom half off of this first before we start getting the other items off here. This hinge is definitely a problem because I do not want to break the computer or anything here. I'm going to fold that back down for a second. I don't want to sever that cable, but it's very important that I get these screws out. So I'm going to have to move to some alternative measures to get the bottom half of this out without trying to damage the computer. It's like doing surgery in a sense. So that you can see what I'm having to do, I'm having to use my little tool here to kind of pry open the bezel just a little bit, and it's just enough where it should help pop the screw out even though the screw is still on the side of the computer. I'm going to try and do that. See if I can unscrew it still from. Let's do that again. So we're going to use my prying tool. Okay, got my pry tool in there. Try to loosen the screw while I'm prying. Going to use another portion of it right here. Have to be really careful on this part because my power is right here on this side. All right, break open the bottom portion. We're almost there. We're still prying. All right, we finally got the bottom piece off here. All right, so the bottom piece we're going to store and save this because this is fine. Now that we have the bottom piece off, we're going to take a look at the other part of the laptop, and the other part is going to be this section here with the brackets and everything. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove that from the computer itself. And it's very important that we pay very close attention, people, because this is where it is going to get very tricky, because we have to figure out how to pull all of this off, okay? So we're going to end up separating the screen from here. So one of the first things that we have to do is we're going to end up taking some pictures. I'll take a snapshot of that. All right, and we're going to unscrew this portion right here. This is only temporary. Gonna move this aside for a minute. And this right here is our wireless LAN card. So we're gonna just move that over just for a minute. All right. And I'm moving that out for a specific reason because I don't want to damage anything. So we're gonna put that here. I'm going to just screw this back here because I do not want to lose this piece. Then I'm going to come over here, and this right here is the cable for the monitor. So we're going to take a snapshot of that here, and we're going to temporarily remove this because we have to put the new backing and everything on it. Be very careful with the pins because you do not want to break those. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to slightly pull up on this pin right here, just so it kind of popped up a little bit. All right, and this should slide up and out. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna do something first. All right. So now that we know that that bottom piece right here is going to go like this, what we have to do first is make sure we have everything aligned. All right. All right. So we're going to unscrew this for a minute. And these screws right here are your M2 5L the M2.5XL6s. I'm just removing those temporarily so I can separate this from the base. You'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. All right. So this right here is going to separate this from this base here. Okay. Trying to be extra careful so that I don't damage this piece, because this is very critical. And this whole piece has a new housing that it will be under. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to separate the screen here. The screen actually peels off. All right. So now we have the keyboard separated. Now put that aside. Now our setting now is that we have to get this off the screen. So this is what we're going to pull off here. All right. We're almost there, people. Right, that peels off. And it's peeling. All right, and then right underneath here, as you can see, we have our portion for our screen. Since that piece is broken, all right. So we got this off here. So we're good on that part. All right. So now our next goal is to get the screen off the back of this one and put it onto the back of the new one. So let me take some snapshots. And then the second piece, people, is going to be the brackets right here. Since the other bracket was broken off down here on the other end, we're going to therefore take the brackets off here on this section because we're going to reuse those. Okay, this one doesn't look too hot. All right. Now, this is the moment of truth where we're going to be transferring it to the new housing. So, old housing is at the top, new housing is at the bottom. So, as we're pulling, going to look and see how the cables are positioned. All right, new cables are positioned here. All right, so that cable's on the motherboard there, okay, and going to follow that up along the sides till this is at the top. All right, it's going to be positioned here. All right, and we're going to then let this up out of here. Okay. Now, people, I'm trying to be extra careful here because this is someone's not personal computer, but their work computer. So they asked me to fix it. So I'm trying to be sure that I'm being respectful of their stuff. All right. Trying to make sure I'm being super respectful of their stuff. Making sure I place everything exactly where it's supposed to be. Now, you may not be able to see on the side here what I'm doing, but I'm trying to get you in there as best as I can so that you can see. So we're going to leave it at that for part one. right, so now that you look at it, you have a new top with a Dell. Then also on this side, when you open it up, you have a new screen, and well, the LCD is the same, but the bezel around the edges is redone. These two pieces here are redone. So we can take some snapshots of those. And then we flip it to the back side here. We want to put on the bottom piece. Now the bottom piece wasn't damaged, but we're going to put that back on anyway. right, moment of truth. Look at that. Dell, it's coming on. Nice ending. All right, everyone. So like, listen, and subscribe. DevTech 101, aka Black Mantle. Look forward to bringing more content to you soon.